Hello and welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Stephanie Rivers. I remember my first trip to Maui a few years ago. I had a 30-hour layover there. I was flying a trip in there, and 30 hours is plenty of time to have a mini vacation, right? So there was another flight attendant who had had the Maui trips the whole month, and he asked me to tag along with him to do some fun activities, some water activities. At that time I had never done paddle boarding before, but I'm an avid swimmer, and so I love all things water. I'm a certified scuba diver, and I love to snorkel and all that. So right before we were scheduled to meet in the lobby, I got a phone call in my hotel room, and it was from my fellow flight attendant, and here's how the conversation went. He said, "You know what? I've done some research on shark attacks." And I said, "Okay." He said shark attacks happen in the early morning and at night when there's really nobody else around. And I said, "Okay." And he said, "So when we get in the water, we need to make sure there are plenty of people around us." And I said, "Okay, so we're still meeting at the same time?" He said, "Yeah, we're meeting at the same time." So we went, we ate, we went bike riding, we went and did the paddle boarding. We had a great time. We didn't see any sharks. And had we seen sharks, I never really asked the flight attendant why he wanted to make sure he told me about his shark research. But I mean, was it because I was a black person? He never seen any black people that enthused about getting in the water. He just wanted to make sure I knew sharks are in there. Had he gone through this with other crew members who thought they wanted to paddleboard, and then when they get down to the paddleboard rental place, they freeze up and freak out, and he just wanted to save the time and frustration? I don't know. But I know that if, God forbid, I'm attacked by a shark, it won't be anybody's fault but mine for getting in the water, because it was my decision to do that. And you know, when you get in the water, when you put yourself in that position, sharks are in the water, they look for food, they attack people. That's what happens. So I think most people, when they put themselves in a position to do certain things and it doesn't go right, they end up trying to play the victim and blaming it on someone else. I'm speaking specifically about the parents of the 2-year-old from Nebraska who was snatched in the water while they were on vacation at a Disney resort. So according to, let me say first, I am saddened that the little boy was killed. It said, according to the newscast, he drowned before he was basically eaten or half eaten by the gator. But the attorney for the parents of the child said, one, that although Disney had up no swimming signs, they should have had up beware of gator and snake signs. So you mean to tell me that that the parents were unaware that there were alligators in Florida? Really? Because they don't call it the Florida Gators for nothing, okay? So that's one thing. It's common knowledge that there are more alligators in Florida than orange orchards. There's so many alligators in Florida that it's okay to kill alligators and eat them. Okay, it's that many alligators. So why does Disney have to tell you to beware of alligators? That's number one. Number two, the family's attorney said because the people were from Nebraska, that they were unaware of what's going on in Florida. So you're now being condescending to everybody who doesn't live in Florida, because you're saying, well, we don't know what we're doing. We're too dumb to look up stuff or to do our research. And so I was offended by that as well, because it's common knowledge that alligators are in Florida. So I think it was a responsibility, regardless of if there was a sign that says swim or don't swim, or there was a sign that said gators or snakes or no gators or snakes. You need to be watching your 2-year-old. So the fact that the parents were not bloodied and bowed on the news showing their scars as to how they were trying to save their baby's life from the alligator's jaws, that says to me that they were not close enough to that baby. Because if you were close enough to the baby, the alligator wouldn't have been able to just snatch your baby. That's just my opinion. And since this is my journal, then my opinion counts. So although every parent is, or any person is, has the right to sue or file a lawsuit, I think that this is going to be telling, because there's some certain behavioral responsibilities that everyone has to take on for themselves. And I think in this situation, the parents should not hold Disney liable for their not watching their child close enough. And that's how I feel about it. But we'll see what a judge or the jury has to say. To find out more about the things that I care about, go to the written version of my journal. It's at eurweb.com. Thanks and have a super day.